Hi there, I'm Will of the People. Have you ever thought about how tax cuts kill jobs? You know, we're all hearing and have been hearing for years and years and years, ever since the Reagan administration, how tax cuts create jobs. Now, there may be some occasional examples, there may be some examples where that's true, but there are also examples where there's absolute proof that tax cuts kill jobs. And we've gone through a period since the year 2000, over the last 10 plus years, where we've had tax cuts give trillions of dollars, actually over the last 30 years, where tax cuts have enriched the rich by trillions of dollars. And now we're going through the economic consequences of seeing tens of millions of Americans being unemployed or underemployed. Now, I want to show you a chart here to show you absolute proof how tax cuts can kill jobs. And remember, now we have the great budget debate where politicians want to start cutting expenses in the budget that the government has, which of course will kill more jobs, possibly to the tune of hundreds of thousands. Now, I don't know about you, but if you like to be secure in our society, that's not a real good policy or direction to take our country. So take a look at this chart. Here you see on this chart how the tax rate from 1973 through 2010, the tax rate up until 1982 was at 70%. Now, under the Reagan administration, they cut taxes from the maximum income tax rate for individuals from 70% to 50%. And what you can see if you look at the red line is the active rotary rig count in the U.S. oil and gas drilling industry increased from approximately 1,000 rigs in 1973 to over 4,500 rigs in less than a 10-year period. There was a 450% growth, and that created tens of thousands, actually hundreds of thousands of jobs for the workers that worked on the rigs and the people who built them and maintained them, and then the service industry and so on. Now, when you look and follow the chart and see where the tax rate, when it was cut to 50%, what happened to the rig count? Well, there you have the perfect example of how the rig count fell by more than 50%. So again, tens of thousands, actually hundreds of thousands of people suddenly lost their jobs. And then when the tax rates were cut below 30%, the bottom fell out. And over 80% of the active rigs in the United States were idled. And then what happened? Foreigners came in and bought the rigs out of bankruptcy courts, and American workers were permanently unemployed in any industry related to the U.S. oil and gas industry. So this is absolute empirical evidence and proof that tax cuts can and do kill jobs. And now we've got politicians wanting to have, implement budget cuts that will kill jobs. We've got a whole lot of craziness going on, and there's actually a better way for we the people to manage and administer our government. Now, if you are a person who's disgusted with politicians and judges and Wall Street bankers and corporate crooks, there is a better way. And 2012's around the corner. Now is the time for us to rethink and re-examine how we govern ourselves. Because if we don't, our politicians and judges and Wall Street bankers and corporate crooks are driving our country off a cliff. And for some people, they think we've already gone off the cliff. So, and if they're correct, then we need to build a parachute so we have a soft landing and restore the original American dream. Otherwise, we're all in trouble. I'm Will of the People, and I encourage you to go to the website RIGHTtoCONSENT.com. There you'll find a proven plan, a blueprint for how we can amend our governing system to be much better than what it is, to actually have a system where we have real transparency and real accountability, and no more the lying, cheating, and stealing that we've been suffering under for a long time. If you like this idea, go to the website RIGHTtoCONSENT.com. I appreciate you watching. Thanks.